Casey.
Yeah.
Poetry Simply.
Yeah.
No glitz, no glitter.
Yeah.
Follow me on Twitter. I got 4 short pieces. The first one is real short and it'll get a little bit longer. These are all pieces that I wrote when I was in college, a little while ago. So, and I think the theme throughout is, how many of you came last year? Hands again. Last year, the year before, I read this piece called The Average Man, and I'm gonna read a different one, but I think love is the general theme throughout my poem. So hopefully y'all cool with love. That's all right? Yeah. All right, so the first one, and I know the old head betas remember this one from years past. This is the calculator. So this is the one I read at the very first Lyrical Odyssey. So that's the first one. If I calculated my thoughts, I'd come up with 4,284,558 thoughts of you in the past week. I would add 14 plus 9 to come up with how many days it took for me to speak to you for the first time. I would subtract 13 minus 7 to come up with how many times I thought about fighting with you. But I would add to that devil 6, one fresh perspective, giving divine intervention, saving any quarreling. If I calculated my efforts, I'd come up with an equal number of goodbyes and hellos because I will always return to you. I would then divide 43 into 12, which would come out mathematically uneven, but I would ask you to come into my life to balance the scale. Equality for me, equality for you, now that's quality for we. I would then take 9 squared, and that would equal how many love letters I've written for you but never mailed, a man's pride I've inhaled and left with 81 ways of expressing my love to you in a box. That's the calculator. So then the next piece kind of goes into this journey of when you're trying to make moves in the love game, and it's too far away and you're trying to reach it. So this was called It's Like. It's like reaching for the moon with your bare hands, no spaceship, no ladder, no plane, no telescope. It's like whispering to that special someone who's a mile away in a crowd of 10,000 people, no megaphone, cell phone, intercom, or laptop CD-ROM. It's like having only 5 minutes to eat your favorite Thanksgiving dinner next week. With your hands tied behind your back, blindfolded, no forks, no knives, no helpers, no glass of water to wash it all down. It's like attempting to drive from New York to Cali in your first car, assuming it's running and alive, and only 22 hours on a half tank of gas with no money, no food, nobody to ride with you to keep you awake. It's like trying to move in apathetic people, get them to see the realities of oppression, self-hate, and negativism, with no platform for which to speak, no ear to hear, nobody to listen, nobody to care, no one to look in the eyes and stare, seemingly no way but despair. It's like wanting to tell that someone that you've grown to love and cherish, that you love them and want to make them happy, with another relationship in the way. With no words to express what your heart wants to say, no confidence in your voice, diction, or inflection, no way to deal with any possible rejection. It's like dreaming the impossible dream, succeeding in every facet, never losing steam, with so many supporters and lovers on your team, so much pride, gaining that needed self-esteem, so much positive energy, you know what I mean? Only to then wake up and realize that it was nothing more than REM sleep being mean. It's like finding the impossible, loving the impossible, challenging the impossible, living the impossible, surviving the impossible, creating the impossible, being the impossible. All the while it's like what your life actually is. It's like you surpassing that which you thought was also impossible. It's like defying the odds of you being another casualty of a negative stereotype. It's like whatever it is you want it to be like. So in life, work to create and conquer your It's Like. All right, I see you, okay. That was me in college. I was one of the, how many of you are super involved on campus? You're in all organizations. You don't even, you do more organization stuff than you do school stuff, okay, hands up, all right? Because it's either you have a fun, you enjoy it. How many of you feel like you never have time to date? Never have time to date? You want to, but you just don't have time to date. Okay, everybody's good then. Okay, everybody in a relationship, y'all are happy, okay? So this next piece is, how many of you Erykah Badu fans? I know she's from the Dallas area. How many of you Erykah Badu first CD? You know, she kind of, personally I think she kind of knows that. How many remember Baduism? Okay, see that's an age thing I guess. It was her first album, all right? Anyway, she had this track on there, I think it's number 7, Guess I'll See You Next Lifetime. So I was listening to that one day, this was when I was in college, you know, back in the day, and this is what came out from that song. I wish I could call her up and tell her, you complicate my life. But even that would be a complex way to address the obvious. I'd still find it hard to say, I've got feelings for you, and I know you've got feelings for me, but we can never speak that into existence because we both know, I guess I'll see you next lifetime. In the meantime, I will have to get by wondering, what does she think of me? Or does she ever think about me? I know what I think and feel about her, but the complexity of life, feelings for her begin to blur the moments in time when I had the chance to say something to her, but instead I just glance at opportunity out the corner of my eye. So I guess I'll see you next lifetime. My boys would say how cowardly I've been, but I can't be disrespectful to the relationship that I'm in. The one you're with, you should clearly take precedence. And I would never shake my relationship's confidence. So I'm left with the what ifs, the coulda, shoulda, wouldas, left with mental love letters and the shaky poetry rhyme. So I guess I'll see you next lifetime. What would you say if I did call you up and tell you, you complicate my life? Would you even care? Would you give me that non-responsive blank stare? Or would our close friendship be in despair? Or would you simply smile at me and tell me, so I guess I'll see you next lifetime? This is the last piece. Come on. This is the last piece, and this one it's titled Love. It's got a little bit of a different spin on it. How many of you are Music Soul Child fans? All right. So if you know, on his first album, he had a track saying about love. So that one kind of inspired at least the beginning, and this is kind of what came out. So this will be the piece that I go out on. Real quick, I want to thank the Betas for, this is my 5th year, I think, participating. Oh, you just counted. Okay, you know, 5th year participating in this. This is the biggest crowd that you all have had at this program. So think about this thing, you know, love, and a lot of times when we mention love, we think about relationships, or you might think about family. And I think about love in the sense of community. And I think that there are so many different organizations that I see, because y'all got your jackets on. I appreciate that the weather is kind enough so that you can wear your jackets. Some of you wear your jackets when it's 85 degrees outside. Like, no, we know you in that organization, but you just like, no. And typically those are the folks that are in their first year. But anyway. Isn't the truth? Okay, so this is love, all right? Love, come back home. Love, reveal yourself to me. Love, please love me completely. Love, please tell me our story. Love. Tell me about the time when our people ate as a large family. Bare hands sharing food for our bodies. Telling tales of unity, community, prosperity, dexterity, sharing food for our spirit. Learning life, struggles not strife, plans to accept the daily grind, sharing food for our mind. Love. Talk to me about the time when we gathered 1 million strong on the steps of the nation's largest slave auction block. Showering one another with love, black men came together in solidarity, hour by hour around the clock. We set aside any self-hating petty differences. A black man's rage counting down to the tick-tock. Black men knew the state of his survival needed to be addressed. Not just what happened today on the New York Stock Exchange to a brighter thought. Love, know how I feel about you. Our people have always called out to you to give us hope day in and day out, year in and year out, to destroy any sense of doubt, to come to the table and talk about love, progress, and peace, and find common ground in our quest for hate to cease. Love, can you tell us that we're a loving people, that we cherish the concept of family, that we take care of one another unconditionally, that we join together in communal matrimony, that we sing together in spiritual symphony, that we learn about one another ever so inquisitively. Love is so many things that take us to the familiar. Love is just the right kind of thing that we need to be familiar. Love is mama's fried chicken, collard greens, corn on the cob, candy, sweet potatoes next week. Are y'all ready for Thanksgiving? Macaroni and cheese, Hoppin' John, and gumbo. Love is Jello pudding pops, lemonade, iced tea, 7-Up cake, real ice cream, and even bubblegum dreams. Love is blackness. Blackness is beauty. Beauty is in blackness. Love is when my mom used to sing to me every morning and sing me awake. Love is peace, the universal greeting from my brother from another mother. Love is patience. Patience is power. Power is action. We should be acting in love. Love is loving to meditate and pray. Love is loving who you are, being proud of where you come from. We thank you, love. We praise you, love. Love, we love you.